Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the new G.I. Joe Classified series, Blowtorch. We've all been waiting for this figure for some time now. We finally got him. Here he is. This is the packaging that it comes in. Pretty standard, we're used to seeing. Here's the back of the box. Looks amazing. Love that bridge raider in the back. Hope we get that someday, either in the HasLab or just a general release. It'll even be better. Pretty cool. Down at the bottom, a bunch of stuff we don't really care about. Another side art looks awesome. I think it really nails it. Pretty cool. He is 154 in the line. And on this side, we can see the stats, QR code, the logo. And here's top of the box, bottom of the box. And there's UPC if that helps you at all. Alright, so here's Blowtorch outside the packaging. And I must say, the first thing I really like about this is the muted colors. He's not this big old bright yellow target out in the field trying to burn stuff down. One thing I also think about is I hear a lot of people try to put Blowtorch and barbecue together. In my opinion, I consider barbecue more of a firefighter who puts out fires, and Blowtorch is he burns shit down basically. To me, he'd be the guy out there that's burning Cobra out the bunkers, burning out those trench vipers, just clearing the way for the Joes to move on in. But I must say, I'm really liking this. It looks fantastic. Head sculpt looks good. It's a nice standard sculpt. No, random dynamic expressions, open mouth. This is kind of what I like here, just because it's a rounded. I can use it for lots of environments. So very nice with the brown hair. His fire retarded suit, I guess. We have the red vest, and then we have these gunmetal ports here. We have some type of detector here that looks like it is removable. It is. So there's more accessories with this figure than I kind of thought it was. So whatever it is supposed to be, I'm not totally sure. So this goes right back on there pretty easily. Looks like the hose goes in that. There's a hole in the top there. So we have the the yellow here on the top of the straps. So he has a white shirt underneath there. There's a collar there. See that? We have a couple of those gunmetal circles on his arms on the red pads. So he might have a yellow jumpsuit on. His dual belts. One standard belt, when it comes down to hold his pistol, which I'm really impressed that they gave him a sidearm, which I'm happy for, because he just can't carry around a flamethrower. Wish he came with like a laser rifle, but I'll take the pistol. We got the black wraps and knee pads here on the knees, and he has those red pads with those gunmetal circles on his thighs, on his shins. Black boots with some red on the top. Very nice figure. I really like this version. I'm sure we're going to get a retro version. So if you do want that bright yellow and red, you might get it eventually in a retro style. Pretty cool. Now I could kind of shine away with doing all the articulation in every video, because if you watch this video, you're probably a G.I. Joe Classified fan and have at least one figure, and these are pretty standard. So with the articulation, sometimes with these, I just kind of try to save some time, the videos, and just kind of point out the parts that may be issue, like how far can we get, are these pads going to get in the way, so you can get a T-pose on that with no problem. There are butterfly joints. Whoa, that is very stiff, so be very careful. I'm glad that's a Hasbro figure. And break or anything. Nope. There doesn't seem to be any special articulation. You got the double jointed elbows, knees, the head rotates. Pretty good over the collar all the way around. No issues there. Nothing that really stands out that needs to be pointed out. So if there ever is something that there is I always check for range and stuff like that. But know that he's just a standard articulated figure. And I'm going to have to put this back on. His vest. There you go. Pretty cool. Now, like I said, I'm quite surprised he had so many accessories, because when you first look at it, it doesn't look like you get as much, but you do get more than you think when you open up the package. So you get this helmet. It has basically the off yellow, like they toned down like yellow with the black instruments here on the side, like a flashlight, something that maybe for optics there, but probably reuse of a helmet. Unless there's a flamethrower and he's at night and needs to see before he blazes up. I'm not sure what they're going for here, but pretty cool. If we do that, here is his mask. I like the translucent clear goggles, the black strap around his head, the respirator, the hose is removable, so that's cool. So that comes pre-installed in the packaging. This, I bet, goes on that monitor or something, or some type of filtration monitor. I don't know. But if you wanted just to sport him without his mask on, this is kind of what he looks like. Looks good for just hanging out, talking to other Joes. Now, I'm betting this is probably a little bit tricky. Usually is with these type of mask. You know what? Actually gone on better than I thought it would. See me fiddle with this all day, huh? So you gotta kind of like grab the top of his dome, hold on to it to get that in the right position, or, his eyes, and this thing kind of gets plugged into here. Yeah, look at that. And that's what it looks like without the helmet. That's pretty cool. And let's see how well this helmet goes on now that we have that goggle in the way. Yeah, it was going to push down on the straps. This is definitely one of those troublesome pieces that we're going to keep, trading one thing for another here. And then the colors in the way. Huh, but you can stew both. I did it quite quick just for the review purposes. I was able to get it, so if you have time just to fiddle with it, you can refine it. But I think it looks pretty good. Oh, this is dope. I like this figure. This is probably, I'm quite surprised with this figure. Very nice. Okay, check him out. He looks very good. Going down, we have his flamethrower tanks, his gas tanks with the yellow and black. We say painted it two-tone. Looks good. Maybe a little tampo in here, danger or flame or fire or something symbol would have been really cool. Looks like there's some kind of slot under here for something. Let's see here. He has this flamethrower. It is green with a silver business end and a silver shielding here with holes in it. Heat sink, canister. We have pre-installed little flame here that's removable, obviously. This looks good. I like the silver. It could have been just a big green piece of plastic. It is a crappy, warpy plastic. Again, this is the same problem we had with Footloose, and it's quite irritating. So before we go putting this on, this is what this looks like if he's just, turning this thing on, ready to burn down the trench vipers. He gives you a couple new flame effects. This one is pretty cool. I'm wondering if you can mix and match these with Torch. But that fits very nicely. Looks good. Seems to have a nice grasp on the flame. So it's not gonna fall. It does feel like it is front heavy, so you don't have to support him when you have him have the figure holding it. And you kind of get this new, spraying the fire effect. These are warpy too. How about this one? It's kind of thicker though, not so much because it's thick. Yeah, but this is thin and warpy. Okay. There you go. It makes it quite long. If you have some nice fire display pieces, you can have added to that, where it's, you know, he's spraying the ground or whatnot. But that looks really good. Now he also comes with this hose that needs to be connected somewhere. I'm betting. I like these new ribbed hoses. Very flexible. And it looks like it might fit on the back of here. And not as flexible as hoped. And maybe here? Before I do that, I wonder if this has any significance. Thought maybe it'd hold it. It's not going to go in there. If you jam it in there, you might get something like that. No instructions, so don't know. I mean, he might be able to hold it. That's kind of awkward. Lack of a better word, I guess. So anyhow, connect to the hose. Goes on pretty good. Back of the figure. Super soft and wants to bend. They promised us no more of the soft crap, and they throw it in whenever they can, and they think we're stupid. That's what irritates me, especially if you see my Footloose review. That was the one I'm really looking forward to, and I'm so disappointed. And then how that turned out for his weapons. I mean, great camo, but that damn rubber guns just irritates me. I don't know why. Yeah, so there is kind of like holding it. You get the trigger finger there. Pretty cool. Give you some cool angles to look at. He also comes with one more accessory, which is this screen sidearm, which is good because he needs a pistol. Very small. And there is a place to stow it away here. So I love when he can hold all of his weapons. Obviously, he's not going to hold all those flame effects, but I'll take those flame effects any day and not complain about them. But majority of his weapons he can, well, all of his weapons he can hold. So let's get a couple of shots here of him with the effects. Here's that one. Not too bad. And here he is with the other one. It does get a little front heavy because of the length, but not too bad. And here's the other one, which is pretty much out of my camera length here. Oh my goodness, it's long. That's what she said. Check that out. That's pretty cool. For the most part, I love this figure, except for those very soft weapons. Needless to say. Alright, so here he is. Blowtorch. I like him. Overall, I'm giving him about an 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Finickiness of the mask isn't that bad. But yeah, if I had to choose, something to crap about, that'd be it. And then obviously the soft weapons. Everything else, pretty cool. I love the muted colors. It looks fantastic. I love the head sculpt, the face. Just that normal face expression is fantastic. Nothing crazy. Great figure. For me, don't even need a retro style, bright yellow Blowtorch. I'm gonna be completely satisfied with this version. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this figure. You guys want to add this to your collection? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next review.